And so you see, Ariana, if you hold your hands together like this and squint through the gap, yeah, it's basically life through the eyes of a clitoris. Not bad, eh?
There you are.
You weren't paying the blind bit of attention, were you?
Forgive me, I'm a bit out of sorts.
Yeah, I suppose I couldn't take that for not laughing at my joke.
No blood today, I'm afraid.
No blood either? I don't have words.
There's something wrong with me.
Yes, you're not laughing at my jokes. You're a courtesan, that's like one of your main functions. Other than, you know, the stuff with the, you know, penises in the mouth. That's neither here nor there. When did... Was that... Did you knock that statue down to sit on? What are they feeding you? Well, at least she likes my off-colour humour. You know right, Adele? You're not bad. You're right in my book, kid. Weird-ass point... Seriously, some Claudia Black shit going on with that ponytail, but... You're alright. At least someone likes my humour. Okay, that's enough of that. That wasn't that funny. It's a joke I came up with when I was like 16, so, you know, really not that funny. Wait a minute, are you... You better not poison my gal here. I'm just saying. I mean, you're kinda crazy. Actually, see what's going on with the rest of the NPCs, shall we? That seems like a plan. Eileen! Well, I lie in this case.
Is that you again?
Nah. Top Hat gives it away.
I'm afraid I've made a bit of a blunder. I'm just going to have a short rest.
I told you shouldn't have ordered the Vindaloo.
Worry.
Just the omelette and the large chips, I said.
Enough to save an old woman. No more dreams for me. This is my last chance.
Oh, you're the second NPC to mention dreams. I take it I'm not the only one who's been visiting the Hunter's Dream, then?
I'll have to tread carefully. But that thing still lies in wait.
Okay, so as long as you wake up in the dream when you die, you're actually okay.
This is my score to
When you stop dreaming about the place, that's when you're screwed. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Lies in wait this way. Turn back. This is my score to settle.
Well, I've got to at least have a look, love. I mean, that's kind of how this works, you know? Let's go have a gander, shall we? I mean, what's the worst that could happen? And if you want to know exactly what that was, I'm afraid you're going to have to wait for at least 4 episodes. Hi guys, this is post-commentary for many, many reasons, not least of which being that I had a horrific headache. And was having a rather bad time, sort of mood-wise as well, so, yeah. Hey there, you. Patches the spider. Was that the only one I was really expecting him to be like an actual hyena in this one?
It must be such a pleasure. You're in my debt, you know.
Yeah, she tricked me into getting grabbed by a large
Grown up
beastie.
east of the field. But here you are, treading a measure with the gods.
Turned my insides outside and dragged me away to this hellish place. Thank you again, Patches. Well, you realise on at least one of my characters I am going to kill you to see what happens. You know this, right? How rude. Yeah, basically, that was, from what I can infer, just him telling us to piss off, that he was, you know, no longer interested in talking. There's many places to explore, and this place is lovely. I mean, it looks like it came straight out of the Spencer Mansion, but otherwise it is lovely. Well, we found the lab of Dr. Giraud. Eyeballsy. I can pay for that. It's fine. Why can I never go anywhere without knocking everything flying? All in a china shop. What? Splat. Hey there, Slimer. Wrong series, motherfucker. Wrong series. Ooh. Dr. Jones has some treasure for us. A lecture theatre key. You know, for the life of me, I can't understand why this is even a thing. I mean, literally all it does is unlock the doors across the way from us. Today, the 2-story lecture building is adrift in the nightmare. But once it was a place of reflection, where students learned of history and archaeology. See, like I said, Indiana Jones basically dead in this chair. Perhaps it still is, as the students of the lecture theatre appear to await the return of their professor. I'm presuming was, Lawrence? Lawrence, I was it, wasn't it? Yeah, pretty sure it was. But I mean, dear God. Why this key's even there, and... He doesn't even lock anything special, you just allows you to walk across the way. We have more student clothes, which are basically the same as the student clothes we found at Bergenworth, as I recall, just without the Harry Potter cape. Have a quick gander. There we go. Yeah, take a quick look at those. Nice heavy cape, sort of very graduating university-esque. What if the hat's actually a mortarboard? I haven't checked yet. And this uniform is basically that without the cape. Which it was ditched as, you know, these sort of institutions opened up. Doesn't actually look too good, really, does it? I don't know if that's just because of what I had it combined with or what was going on, but... Now, the student uniform does look like it would actually suit sort of wizardly pursuits if you were going for an arcane kind of a build. Although it's probably armor that's massively better for that kind of a setup. Again, there's probably armor that's far better than what I'm wearing. I mean, this stuff is amazing for blocking physical. But as I'm about to discover as I go through this, even the slightest hint of magic, and I'm going to get punked. Repeatedly and hard. So yeah, I'm going to have to find a much better armor balance in terms of defenses against various things. Even I'll start using the runes more. Ow! I have no idea why my character turned around instead of backstepping there. I walked forward, let go of the stick, and hit backstep. And for some reason, she turned around and backstepped directly into the wall. Instead of just, backstepping in general. So I got goobed on. I've been slimed, basically. Is what happened to me. I am Peter Venkman. But, with tits and top hat. Sorry, that was terribly crass of me. With breasts and top hat. That's a bit better, right? Slimers everywhere. And if you look closely, you can see where the game begins to drop all of the frames. They're not actually moving that slow. If I think to point it out, I'll take a look when we're actually fighting just like one on his own kind of thing. And you'll see what I mean. They're not supposed to be moving this slow. Also, they take a lot more thrust damage than they do slash. It's like the vegetable, however you pronounce the name for the Reaper guy. Ow. Most of its attacks are thrusts. Some of the follow-ups are slashes. You'll notice I do a lot less damage, I mean a lot less on the slashes than I do on the thrusts. It's barely even funny. Yeah, these are definitely the ghosts of students. In adults will have all-night kegger. Just puking everywhere. It's like, yeah, bruh. Bergenworth Alpha Chi. I don't really know how that whole fraternity nonsense works. Just that the Americans have a real hard-on for Greek symbology for some reason. Yeah, get out. I think that's how you could deal with Dookie types as well. That'd be much better, wouldn't it? These guys are actually an amazing source of Quicksilver bullets. I have no idea why. There's genuinely no reason for them to drop Quicksilver, but they drop it quite regularly too. I reckon if you've got any kind of even vaguely pumped up discovery stat, you could farm this place to high heaven. Yep, there you go. Just all the Quicksilver. All the Quicksilver. Another item that's completely useless to me because I am not a mage. I'm actually trying to build like a strength mage hybrid. Residual Eldritch Truth encountered at Bergenworth. Or Remnant, even. You use phantasms, the invertebrates known to be the augurs of the Great Ones, to partially summon the abandoned Erebus. I think we'll actually see later on as well. One of the secret hidden treasures of Canehurst, gloves of an executioner from Varia land, passed from father to son. These gloves can be used to summon wrathful spirits from the past by smearing them with blood. These wrathful spirits are, of course, representatives of Daz, which is why they're so angsty about the fact you've got the blood all over the gloves. That stuff that, even with, you know, new biological biz, that really doesn't wash out very well, you know? I might be rambling slightly. Or a lot, actually. Right. Oh, looks like we're going into the nightmare. All hands on deck, swirly thing alert! You'd think after the way we got here, being crushed by a giant hand and slurped into its sort of palm vagina, that we wouldn't really be so eager to thrust ourselves boldly back into danger and swirliness, but our character knows not danger, nor common sense, evidently. And so, these are the things we do instead. I get insight just for turning up here, because this is the world of Kuphulu I've now found myself in. This is the place that if you ever played the RPG games or anything like that, your character would end up being described as being taken to, once they reach a certain level of sanity and or encountered the right creature. Terrifying place of all sorts of deformed beasties that it really just doesn't have a very good balance of stuff, in my opinion. Like, the stuff you can find here is like very sort of middle of the road in terms of what you're getting. The regular game is giving you much better stuff than this. Yeah, you got like Tomb of the Gods kind of stuff, just giant gravestones everywhere. People just plonk down various great ones that have died. And these bastards. These are basically just the werewolf enemies, but like with a slightly bendy neck. When you finally get a decent look at one, you realise they haven't got like a sideways mouth, it's just their head is at a slant. Which takes away some of the fear, admittedly. They're very, very intimidating when you first encounter them. And you realise, like I said, there's the werewolf with a broken neck. Somewhat less intimidating, I've got to say. Or perhaps I'm just being picky. So many gravestones. So many random obstacles. Which is really not good in a game that's all about being swift and dodgy. Having lots of small obstacles which your character can and will get stuck on. Patches, you bastard. You absolute git. I do know from another playthrough that it's actually entirely possible to lob a Molotov at him and send him tumbling into the ravine below, where he promptly dies. You don't really get anything for doing it though, so doesn't actually seem much point to my way of thinking. Right, wish I've got all the items. Or something died. Still genuinely no idea what the hell just fell down and died there. Actually, I do. There's a variation on the squiggly thing. It dropped stuff. For some reason, it must have reacted to my presence and backed itself off a cliff. You know, this is a From game, so that sort of random crap does just genuinely happen. And because I'm playing through this zone, like high insight, these guys do that weird slashing claw attack that, yep, tracks really, really well. That's quite insane distance. And just goes for miles. Apparently they also spit snakes when you've got higher insight as well, which is delightful. Yeah, wanna play with fire? Call me back when you get pro, son. Yeah, call me back. There's something pretty satisfying about burning shit and being effective. Hasn't really been the case since sort of like the early parts of Dark Souls 1. Being a pyromancer. Yep, shiny, shiny, shinies. Which I don't think I ever pick up on camera. Penis Rock. It's a bit like Pride Rock, but we don't talk about it as often. At least not in front of the children. Yes, mate. It's knocking everything over. This terrifies the crap out of you. Every time you walk around, you just hear rocks suddenly fall over you. Oh, what was that? Oh, it's me. Again, it's always me. Yeah, don't go down there, by the way. That's full of poison. And we have to later on. I don't get the point of this. It's like a lantern with a giant spike driven through it. So I do actually quite like the fact. I don't know if you can see properly. Like a bunch of the gravestones are like bleeding. Speaking of bleeding. God, these arseholes. Why? You know, again, I've played through this segment on one of my other characters, and I didn't have any trouble at all punking this guy, or his mate. I would later realise, of course, that the trouble was coming from the fact that my armour has absolutely no arcane defence at all. So, all that damage I'm taking from his attacks is coming purely from the bolt gem that he's got attached to it. And in fact I have like 0 defence. You notice when the whip guy hits me, barely a scratch, because that is pure physical. Which my armour is very good at defending against. But yeah, that bolt gem, that takes like, oh, I don't even know, like, over a third of my health. Or perhaps like 2/3, right, ow. Yeah, see what I'm saying, like 2/3 of my health just gone in a single swing. He's not actually that strong, it's just, I didn't have any arcane defense when I came in. And it just didn't occur, because like I say, I was headachy, I was in a bad mood, I just wanted to push through yet another annoying NPC fight and, you know, get on with it. I mean, I tried to cheese them by getting them stuck on shit. Well, they have to have really sort of annoying thing where they like automatically dodge through like thrown items. I think they're actually invincible when they jump as well. That guy just jumped straight through my Molotov. Didn't miss him, he phased through his body. I should be playing like some classic 80s music here, because this is where I basically went, you know what, fuck it. Fuck everything, I'm just going to run past the lot of it. I'd already figured out there was like a little path hidden by those two guys. It's just a case of, you know what, screw it all, screw everything. Running Man is here, yo. Getting stuck on all this bloody scenery and geometry. There we go. The perfect crime. Not today, Squiggly Man. Not today. Now off irritatingly, I'm about to discover just exactly how far far these arseholes are willing to chase you, and it's something impressive. I mean, here's me thinking, obviously, you know, they're gone. I'm perfectly safe now. I'm not sure why I didn't get that backstab, but whatever. It's, oh dear God, he's here. Yep, he chased me into this new zone. Oh, and it gets better. Oh, it gets so much better. Not only did he chase me into this new zone completely apropos, he's gonna chase me through the new zone. To the extent that I'm basically gonna panic and end up trapping myself in several corners. Yeah, bolt paper, which is nice, but yes, he's still following me. Eventually I figure out that the path is over in this direction. Ah, flee, escape, run away, live to fight another day. Stay away from the Squiggly Man. He does not have my best interests in heart. I fear he means to murder me. But yeah, so I'm quite actually, actually I'm not that far away from his spawn point. See, looking at it now, I sort of understand. Because this way, this level wraps around itself. In terms of sheer distance, I am not actually that far away from his spawn point. I mean, I have had these guys chase me much further back than this. So I'm basically by the beginning of the level now. So in terms of his, you know, where he starts off in his leash point and such, I'm really not that far away at all. Let me just explain. It's much more clear. I'm the same distance away from his starting point vertically than I was last time, horizontally? Yeah, horizontally, that's the word. I missed a bunch of goodies in my panic, I know, there was a path leading upward that I completely missed. So I basically shat myself and ran away. Picked up the clockwise metamorphosis rune, which I don't know if we got yet. I think the clockwise one is the health one. What was I trying to equip? Ah, I was going to make myself invisible to sneak past them, that was it. I was hoping because I was out of line of sight, if I made myself invisible, he would de-aggro sufficiently to just, you know, piss off and leave me alone, and it worked. So I'm now invisible, he forgot I was there. But I wasn't willing to take the risk of going actually back outside. So I decided, you know, screw it, I'm just going to press through the level. Into poison swamps full of horrendous squid beasties. Oh, Lovecraft. Lovecraft / Oh Japan, really, because, you know. Yeah, so much Japan right there. Yeah, I think we're actually just across the way from where they start off too. I was slightly worried he was going to walk all the way back to his start point, spot me from across the poison lake, and aggro again. There's no in my luck, he wouldn't run through the swamp, he'd just charge straight back around the path that I've made straight to me. What I've just showed him how to use, basically. I don't know how much information the NPCs store on what paths they've used to reach places. Whether they have to find new pathing every single time. I don't know how it works. So, I mean, if they remember shit, I'll be utterly screwed. See, we know exactly where to go. Exactly. And that just wouldn't be good news to me, you know? Surprise, motherfucker. Tell your friends about me. Ow. It's just that they punched me in the back. I have to try and make it through this entire area on one blood vial. That is not good. And I picked up a new type of blood as well, I'm pretty sure, that I didn't bother checking. So I was still paranoid he was going to turn up behind me or something. I was going to find him trekking through the swamp straight toward me. Hand lantern, good idea. I can see, I don't know why I never think to get my torch out. I think it's because I'm so reliant on parrying, but I've got like one bullet and it didn't occur to me to whip out the torch for a bit of extra visibility. Yeah, the squid things aggro from miles away. Do I get any more blue medicine? That's the question. Don't believe I do. I have plenty of antidotes. If I get stuck out in the swamp, I shouldn't actually take that much damage. For a step, jump towards the solid points. Get all the madman's knowledge. Don't get stuck on the tiny objects. Surprisingly difficult to do as that is. And this is where I panic and I start to think, oh fuck, which way do I go to get back onto solid land? Is there an island I can stand on? Is there something I can do? The answer is no, by the way. There are no solid islands I can stand on. And what looks like a clear path is actually blocked off by tiny stones and such, so... yeah. My only choice was to run towards the green glows. These things with the pipes, then those are actually supposed to be way markers. I now realise. Letting you know, this way lies progress. Rather than you just running around in circles through what is very naturally unnatural and confusing geometry. Sorry, can you hear that yet? Yeah, that weird brain thing floating around. I took one look at that, took one look at my one health file, and just went, nope. Drop straight down here. Yeah, there it is. You messed up piece of shit. Now, I very nearly whiffed this entirely because I roll, but I probably should have just dropped. I nearly end up punting myself off the wall. Yeah, this thing over here, by the way, is like the angsty version of the crystal lizard. It will actually defend itself by attacking you. This is me checking if I have any other items of any sort that could possibly heal me. The answer is, of course, no. No, you do not. Still have no idea what this does. What the hell it means about shifting weight and changing defense. Or making you unable to dodge. I think it's supposed to be this game's version of Iron Flesh, but the description doesn't entirely bear that out. I haven't bothered to test it yet. I mean, this game really doesn't lend itself well, not dodging, so why not if you want to attempt to turn yourself into a tank, I don't know. All that's going to happen is that you get utterly punked. Speaking of which, yeah, I didn't realize that guy deaggroes and disappears, so I lost whatever items he might have been carrying, but there would probably only be twin... I don't think there were even any chunks in this zone. I think it's all twin shards and regular shards. That is a shortcut to death, I believe. Pretty sure that's a trap. Or if it does lead to anything, it's maybe like a drop straight into the poison or something. Squiggly thing! It ran straight towards me for some reason. It was really confused and panicked me for a second. But it died like all the rest, so, Yeah, those things are called singing brains, by the way. You may be wondering why I'm not making the slightest attempt to tackle it. At the time, it was because I was utterly terrified and didn't know what it was. Since learning what it is and what it does, I have no plans at all for tackling it. Because it is a very nasty little beastie that causes frenzy, just by being near you. Frenzy is like the constant bleed. Look at that. One of the colossi over there, I'm sure. But, yeah, basically, as long as the thing's alive, it constantly causes frenzy, which when it goes off, basically takes out 3/4 of your damn health. So you're basically boned, if that creature is anywhere near you. As far as I'm aware, there is no way to counteract its frenzy effect. I mean, you can put an armor resist frenzy, of course, but nothing that's actually effective, is what I'm saying. Some puzzling platforming to be done here. Notice all the gravestones have, like, arch trees depicted on them, which I find very strange. I mean, probably supposed to be just generic, squiggly Kuphulu nonsense, but it looks like an arch tree to me. So, there's an item hidden, like, at the corner of the swamp by a group of squids. I've got no idea what it is, and I don't really care. Because I decided at the time that it wasn't worth going after it, and to be quite frank, I still don't think there it is, just in the corner over there. Don't know what it is, still don't care. Probably nothing. I was so happy when I found those. Get all my health back and my extra damage from my my health up blood gem. Yeah, this guy went crazy. He did, like, I don't really know how that happened. He jumped one way and then curved in midair to smack me. That was like some Dark Souls 2 bullshit. So I think I eventually decided it's just not worth trying to fight him. Because I now only have one vial again. And there's a slow attack there that manages to clip me. Yeah, this is me just going, fuck it. He's doing that much damage through my, like, ridiculously high level physical defense armor, so yeah. I decided, screw it. Take me away, Kuphulu. There we go. Interesting note, those are the only switches in any farm game that will activate without you getting off them first. So you can go up and down the elevator just by leaving your character standing on them. Which is not helpful in the slightest, it's just kind of weird. Speaking of kind of weird, back to that, it's actually kind of a good thing that guy did a flamethrower attack instead of another claw swipe, because the claw swipe probably would have got me. Yeah, that tower in the distance, that is where we're heading. For a fairly easy boss fight, actually. That'll be for the next episode. So until then, ladies and gents, bye-bye.